What's up guys, it's Avery here. Today I want to talk to you about rental collection and making sure you keep the first of the month as stress-free as possible. We all got into real estate investing as a stream of passive income. We want to make sure that we keep it as passive as possible. And make sure you stick through the end of the video to see what I actually do with that rental income once I receive it to make the rest of the process go as smoothly as possible. First of all, congratulations. You've got that rental property, you're collecting rent, you're doing something that's amazing for you and your finances and your future. So the first thing that you're gonna need to do is make sure that you don't collect rent in person. Many people will make the mistake of collecting rent via check, via cash, via money order, really anything that allows you to go see that person and collect the rent. Now it's possible you can get a check or a money order or some other form of paper in the mail, but there are a lot of issues that can go wrong with this. If a tenant is sending you any form of payment in the mail, that means that they have to, one, learn how to mail something, put in the stamp, make sure that it's enveloped correctly, that it's actually getting to the post office on time. Are they putting it in the mail on the 1st? Are they putting it in the mail so that it arrives to you on the 1st? There are a lot of factors that can leave a lot of time of uncertainty for you. Did they actually send it? Is their check gonna bounce? Is their money order correct? Did they write the check correctly? Is it in the correct amount? What's going to happen if they don't actually send it? Is it going to get lost in the mail? There are all these scenarios running through your head while you already have enough things going on in your life and you don't really need to worry about getting rent. Make sure that you're not receiving it in person. Also, if you're collecting rent face-to-face, you're going to have to make sure that you go drive to your tenant's place in order to get that money. It's going to be really annoying even if you live 10 minutes away or it's not that far of a drive. You have to make sure that every first of the month you're going to be available to go and pick up that money. What if you want to be traveling, going to visit family, doing something with your significant other, or maybe you just want to hang out at home? This isn't really something that you can do because you have to make sure that you go pick up that money so that there's enough time for you to put it in your bank account and then pay your mortgage without late fees. The other super annoying thing when you're collecting money face-to-face is that you have to physically go to the bank. What if you pick up the money at 4 o'clock and you don't get to the bank in time in order to deposit your money? You have to wait one more day. This is one more stressful day when you're not sure if the check that they've given you is going to bounce, if the money order they've given you is actually going to work, if your bank is going to accept it. All of these things could be running through your mind that'll leave you a lot more stressed about collecting the rent. So instead of collecting rent face-to-face, make sure you smash that like button. And after you smash that like button, let's get into how you should actually be collecting your rent. So obviously we figured out that it's bad to collect rent in person and it's way better to collect it online. And there are so many options for you to collect rent online. And my favorite that I use is Cozy. Cozy is awesome because you can list the apartment there, you can collect rent there, you can screen your tenants there, you can have your tenants ask for maintenance requests through Cozy. Cozy is also awesome because it verifies your tenant's bank account information and it can also set up automatic payments for your tenant so you don't have to worry about if they're actually going to pay and make sure that their bank account is just going to send the money in time so that you can pay your mortgage on time so you're a lot less stressed. You also get an email every single time that your tenant is actually ready to or is going to pay rent, even if they opt out of those automatic payments. You'll get that notification so that while you're traveling, visiting your family, watching TV, relaxing, whatever it is, you'll know that you've received the rent and you can relax and sit back and actually enjoy the first of the month. Obviously, you can see the difference between collecting rent online and collecting it in person. If you're collecting it online, you really don't have to do anything. There is zero contact, no one has to call you, you don't have to talk to anyone, you don't have to go to the bank, you don't have to drive anywhere, worry about gas. Tenants also really like paying the rent online. They don't have to go get checks or pay for stamps or get envelopes or make sure that they've gone themselves to the bank or wherever it is to get that money order. So there's a lot less steps involved for everyone. Another reason why it's really good to collect rent online, other than ease of use and much less stress, is that it makes you seem a lot more professional to your tenants. So if they call you and have some issues about the home or need maintenance updates or whatever it is, they're probably going to treat you with a lot more respect and professionalism because you're doing the same. Another reason why it's good to collect rent online is because you can then do the things that you want with your time and with your day. I'd much rather go lounge on a beach, hang out with my family, or make cool YouTube videos that everyone's going to watch instead of going to drive to my tenant's place and collect rent. I know that collecting rent can be extremely stressful. You're not sure if they're gonna pay, especially if you're a first-time landlord. So make sure you smash that like button in order to never miss a month of rent. All right, now that you've figured it out, now that you have that platform and you're collecting rent and your tenant's being awesome because you smashed the like button, what do you actually do with that money? So now that you have the rent, you need to make sure that you're putting it in the most responsible place possible, that you don't get it confused with your own personal account. So my number one advice is make sure that you open up a separate bank account for each property you own. Now you don't need a separate bank account for each unit. So for example, I own 2 properties, so I have 2 separate bank accounts for those properties, as well as checks associated with each of those properties in order to pay tradespeople and contractors and whatever, because a lot of them don't like to get paid online because they like wasting their time. So make sure that you have a separate bank account for your property so that when your tenant sends it to that platform and the platform sends it to you, it's going straight in one streamlined motion without you doing any work from your tenant to the correct bank account, and then being able to pay the mortgage with that bank account. It's just one thing, you don't even have to think about it. It makes it a lot easier that way. And you're not confusing your rental income with any of your personal expenses or your rental income from one property with a different property. Once that money has gone from your tenant to your platform into that account that is associated with that property, you're gonna have to pay your mortgage. So you can, if you want, go into your mortgage servicing account and pay that mortgage online. You can also pay it by check, but as you know, I'm not a big fan of any of that stuff. I'd rather do everything without thinking. Thinking is really what makes you stressful, so if you can make much less decisions all the time, you're gonna feel a lot better about your day. So what you're gonna make sure that you do is you go to your mortgage servicing company's website. Now, once you're there, you can set up auto payments. So I always make sure that I set up my auto payments on the 8th or 9th of the month. So if you pay your mortgage any day after the 15th, there are late fees. But they give you that grace period from the 1st of the month to the 15th of the month, which works out quite well, especially when you're collecting rent. For example, for a platform like Cozy, it takes about 5 business days from when your tenant sends the money to when you receive it. And if there are weekends or holidays or whatever it may be, that may take a little bit of extra time as well. I basically get on the 1st of the month an email from Cozy saying your tenant has paid, and then on the 9th of the month I get an email from my mortgage servicing account saying that my mortgage has been paid, and I can see how it's been paid in terms of the principal, the interest, taxes, insurance, and whatever. And so I'm really just getting 2 emails, and I'm not thinking about anything else other than that. So now that you have your money all the way from your tenant's bank account through your bank account to paying your mortgage servicer, all you're gonna need to worry about are fixing toilets at 2 a.m. In all seriousness, this really is supposed to be passive income. So you wanna make sure that the way you're setting up rent and collections and really anything in your real estate business is so that you have to make as few decisions as possible. What's most important here is that you're not only just earning wealth, but you're also earning time back. Time is the most important asset that you have. And if you can lower the amount of decisions that you're making and have systems and processes that really happen on their own, then you're gonna have a lot more time for yourself, for your family, for your relationships, and for things that you care about, like buying more real estate. All right, I hope that video helped you guys out in figuring out what to do with rental income, how to collect it, where to put it, how to pay your mortgage, all of those necessary things in order to keep your real estate business running smoothly. So please leave a comment, like, subscribe, help me out for that YouTube algorithm, share with your friends so that they know how to collect their rental income properly, and make sure you stay tuned for another video on managing your expenses. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time.